Mother Funny Time with Andy and Angie.
2 cousins, 8 kids, 1 grandkid, 2 states.
And a whole lot of fun. Woo! Welcome back to school with Andy and Angie. It's Mother Funny. We're here with part 2 of our back to school. And I'm going to make this comment. I'm going to throw this out there, and I want to see what you think.
You make me nervous every time you say that. Every time I'm like, oh.
I don't prepare.
Well, that's why this is unscripted, but you like to have those comments sometimes, and I'm like, I don't know where this is going, and I'm a little scared.
She loves it. Does she sometimes end the podcast like, stinking Andy?
We can be honest, it's freaking Andy.
Freaking Andy.
Freaking Andy.
Like,
let's talk about intrusive thoughts.
Let's talk about all the back to school intrusive thoughts. Okay. My question
Time
is,
out. I was watching this show, and the guy was like, there's guys like on the edge, like talking. They're kind of like on the edge of this building, and the guy's like, I'm having an intrusive thought right now.
See?
And then the other guy was like, just do it. Just do it. He's like, no, I won't, but it's intrusive thought. And I literally was like, freaking Andy was right.
People do have intrusive thoughts. All the time.
And it was on that like Parker Gold Rush show. So like you're not expecting like guys to be talking about this, like men to be talking about intrusive thoughts.
I've never heard of Parker Gold Rush.
You know, like the Gold Rush show where they do like mining? Okay. There's a mining and they find gold. Okay. One of the people on the show is named Parker. Then he does like a side show. No, that sounds wrong. He does another show like during the summer months of him going to different locations to see if he can like find gold in other countries. And it's like an adventure docuseries type of a show.
Oh.
It's actually super interesting. Not the Gold Rush show. I actually enjoy like the Parker show spinoff a little bit more because you're seeing like amazing parts of the world. You're also learning about how they find gold and is it legal? Is it illegal? That's not what this podcast about.
I feel like this just shows your homeschool. Like
what? Does it?
Like we're gonna learn more about the Gold Rush because she was raised in California where we all learned about the Gold Rush and the missions. You know, and her mom taught history, so she was like, I'm watching these really great Gold Rush shows and how they
I try to hide it so much that I was homeschooled.
In the summer.
And then every now and then it just pops up. I never thought about it that way, but you're right. And in case you want to know, people in Texas don't talk about missions. They don't care about it. They don't talk about it because the mission was in California.
They don't have to build a replica of one of the missions in 4th grade like every California kid.
No. Except the Sahara.
Interesting. They should build the Alamo. Build the Alamo. Anyway. Yes. So, new school year, new you. Do you think that there, with all the pressure with kids, like starting school and what are they going to wear and where are they going to look like and are they going to be accepted? Do you think that moms also have the back to school? They're showing up to these things. Are they looking like, what outfit should I wear? I mean, you came in just like hardcore, just like baller, like I'm coming in my gas station t-shirt and my man bracelet and y'all can just handle me because that's who I am. You're like the cool kid. You should come in with the cigarette. Like, what's up?
I'm authentic.
But do you think there's a bit of like you're seeing people you haven't seen in a year? Like, how's my hair look? What's my outfit?
I think to some degree, for sure there is. Yeah, because, you want to at least, not me, but some people want to look put together. Or at least like, hey, I'm all tan. I've been out in the summer. Or like, hey, like when you go on vacation, you buy like new shirts or new clothes or new dresses. So maybe they're even coming in like their resort wear. So that's exciting. But yeah, you want to be like, hey, I haven't seen you guys for a couple months. Good to see you. Or you're also making a first impression on the teacher. Like meet the teacher. So you want to like.
Yes. Starting it off right. Especially if your kid's a little difficult.
Oh, yeah. So that's part of it, I think, too, is maybe you want to see them put together. It will take them about 2 weeks, and they'll be like, yeah, that mom's
like
off
a
the
cool
rails.
mom.
Even teachers at the beginning of the school year, like their hair's done, their makeup's done. Like even teachers, they're like rocking it. And then you get a couple weeks in. No, and then by the end, they're just a wreck, which they should be because it lasted a whole week or a whole school year, I should say, with these kids. So they're like, yeah, I'm done. Have you seen that meme where it says like, teachers, you lied. My child is not good or something?
They are not a pleasure to have in class.
Yeah, it's not a pleasure to be with or something. It's hilarious.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's so true. Teachers definitely are back to school, and they have all their teacher outfits. They got to plan their teacher outfits Monday through Friday. They have little kids judging them too, so they got to be on their game, and then they have to, get their classroom together. So,
my personal opinion though, I have no data to support this. I think if you are in special education, any part of special education, whether you're like a speech therapist or you are a, resource teacher or you teach children with severe disabilities. And also teachers who teach like K through 2nd grade, I think they all should be allowed to wear scrubs. And I think teachers during flu season, all teachers of every grade should be able to wear scrubs.
And those face shields, and scrubs.
They don't want like the snot and the yuckiness and the puke and the markers. Like, why are we making teachers wear cute clothes? Like, especially at the younger grades, they have to like sit on the ground and they're in like a skirt or in like tight jeans. Like, let them wear scrubs. I think they should be allowed to wear scrubs. My personal opinion.
I think you should be principal.
Yes. Let's do it.
100%.
I'm making changes. Like, why are we giving
Scrubs.
teachers a dress code? Dress fancy. Really? They're around kindergartners. Yeah. No.
Yes. No, I support you 100%. Okay, so...
Well, you homeschool mom. Did you have to go buy a new jean jumper?
I had to go get my new jean jumper every year. My little head scarf.
White tennis shoes.
Rolled my socks. Yeah. So, but here's my question. What is it like? What does the week before school start look like for a mom of multiples? Meaning multiple children.
I try to leave my week open with nothing on it, except for the extracurricular activities, which there's many. So the afternoons are busy. Maybe I should rephrase that. In the morning, I try not to have much because I know it will be a lot because it's this teacher, well, I should say because if say you have a child who has some medical needs, well, they need to have all this paperwork filled out. You have to have the medication that's not expired. You have to contact the doctors. You have to bring it to the school nurse. There's a lot to do just that. And then there's meet the teacher. And that in and of itself is so much to get ready for because the kids are all excited. Who's going to be my teacher? Who's going to be my teacher? And I always tell them, you're going to know for the next 9 months. But it's the anticipation of finding out who their teacher is. And then it's is meet the teacher night. And this year, our school district did something brand new, and I don't agree with it. And I think whoever made this rule does not have multiple children or children in various grades or different schools. Because they stacked it. So it's high school, walk their schedules 1 to 3. And then if the parents want to come, actually they can come at 3. But as high school is 1 to 3. Then elementary meet the teacher is 3 to 5. But then intermediate school is 5 to 7. So they I think someone thought we'll just block the day, and parents can go to whichever one. So middle school must be 11 to 1. That must be when their walk the halls are. Anyway, first of all, you can't ever find parking on Meet the Teacher Day or walk the halls. So parking is a mess. Last year at intermediate school, Brian actually dropped me in Brooklyn off, and then he came and picked us up because I was there's not going to be parking.
Just Uber there.
We should. Just did an Uber over. So it's already a challenge just to find parking, but now that they blocked it like this, you can't do it. I mean, there's just no way. So it's just that extra, you want to give each child the attention they need. They're excited. It's a new school year. They're jazzed to walk their schedule, find out where their classes are. Also to see their friends, right? Because some of these people, they haven't seen some of these friends all summer. So it's a big day for each child. So you want to give each child that experience. But now that they time blocked it, it's like, oh, you got to be in and out super fast, which maybe that's why they did it, because everyone like lingers and hangs out at Meet the Teacher and Walk the Halls. But that in and of itself, like so many text messages have been going out like, how are you going to do this? What are you about to do here? Like tomorrow's going to be crazy. I don't know how moms who work outside the home do this, because it's a whole day for a lot of us. But it's even just figuring out, like, do you have, and kind of going through each child, like, do you have a backpack? Do you have your lunch pail? Do you have your lunch bag? Do you have, I mean, you kind of, like, for each child, you have to make sure that they have all the things. And then going through, like, are all the forms filled out?
Oh,
because,
my goodness, the forms.
I mean, every year, like, nothing's changed.
I'm like, don't you still have the papers from last time? Like, that's And then they would be like, I know for our school, they'd be like, here's your million forms to sign. And now you need to print them and bring them to the first day of school. And I'd be like, okay. So I'd print them, give them to Shiloh. She's like, Mom, like, I don't, like, nobody collects these. So then the next year I did it again. And then after that, I'm like, forget it. I'm like, stop telling us to print these papers.
Oh, now you have to fill it out online. And then the district again did something new this year. I don't know who's in charge. They hired a whole bunch of people. And they said, if you want to find out who your children's teachers are, you have to have the forms filled out by noon on Sunday.
Whoa, that's high stakes.
Yeah. And so a lot of parents were stressed out about that. But guess what? No, that was a lie. You didn't have to fill it out. So many people did, and they didn't fall for it. I did. I was like filling out paperwork. I was like, oh no, I have to do all this paperwork. But no, you didn't have to. They totally just like did
Told
that.
people.
Yeah.
Sneaky sneakers. Wow. So you have all the forms, you have the medication, you have to buy all of the new backpacks, all the new lunch boxes, bentos, water bottles if they need them.
Just because we've just been getting stuff as it's been on sale, honestly. But you know who's having a great sale, by the way?
Who?
Hobby Lobby. It is Christmas time at Hobby Lobby. They have some fall.
Of course it is. They should be out of fall by now.
If you want their summer items, they're 66% off. They are crazy on sale. So I walked into Hobby Lobby. Oh, because that's part of it. Every year before the first day of school, my kids like decorate their letter, you know, and they take pictures. So every year we have to go to Hobby Lobby. So we go to Hobby Lobby, you know, because it's August and it's decked out for Christmas, a few fall items. And guess what? 66% off. You know, those like, remember how I was like, I want a St. Nicholas statue in my yard. Do you remember that?
But yes.
Well, since then I've been thinking like, I need to kind of spruce up my yard because my plants die and there's weeds and we're trying to work on that. And I was like, I want more color. I can't keep a plant alive and I still want color. And do you know what was on sale?
What?
66% off.
What?
Flamingos. And the flowers. Like, you know, like you spike them in.
The little stakes?
Yes. You know, the flamingos with stakes and the flowers with stakes.
Yes.
Dude, I got so many. So many.
Please send me a picture. I'm excited.
I got like 8 flamingos. They're so awesome.
I love that. So one of
These
the best things about
are like this big. I got 2 flowers that are like this big. Yeah, normally super expensive. They weren't. 66% off. I got like, sunflowers. Now there's the fall sunflowers. Those are only 40% off. But if you want the summer sunflowers, which to me look the same, 66% off. So I got sunflowers. So guess what is in my yard? I bought it all. Like I bought a ton of stuff. I kept loading it up. Like it was shocking how much I got and I barely paid anything. I mean, I think maybe when people take like 1 or 2 flamingos, they don't buy.
They don't buy a whole family. You put your little names on each flamingo.
Dude, I was so excited. Forget Christmas. Forget fall. Don't even think about back to school when you can buy yard decor.
Okay,
That's
so
like free. It was like $2, $3.
Forget about back to school shopping.
Yes.
Get your summer yard decor now. Right now. The clothes will work itself out. The shoes will work itself out. They could have like a nice summer, like their backpacks could be those like summer cooler backpacks that are now 60% off.
Yes!
That works to keeping their lunch cold and all of their books.
Anything that says hello summer, crazy on sale. Have your kids wear that, whether
Like
it's a
bubbles.
shirt, a bag, bubbles, a hat. It says
Mom,
hello
I have
summer.
like 10 bags of bubbles. They were free. Back to school bubbles
Right?
and
It's like,
flamingos.
what do you have? I was like, I am so excited about this. You have to be excited. He's like, what? I'm like, I can't even explain to you how excited I am. He goes, I got a bunch of stuff to decorate the yard. He goes, please tell me you didn't get flamingos. I was like, that's exactly what I got.
Girl, I didn't get a flamingo. I got 8 flamingos.
I laid it all out, and then I put it all up. I don't know if it's HOA allowed.
You'll find out soon. You'll find out soon from any neighbors.
Oh, I will. I'm going to be looking for that letter. Ma'am, only 1 flamingo is allowed in the yard.
We have a strict 1 flamingo per school year.
If there's not a policy, there's about to be a policy. It's in the front yard and the backyard. I went back and bought more. I liked him so much.
That is amazing.
Finally today, Ryan's like, it looks like it's a small world back here. I was like, yes, it does.
I want to see pictures. I need pictures. That's amazing.
Because we have trees and like white rocks, right? So you need color. The plants died.
You need flamingos. So your back to school shopping
And
wasn't so
butterflies.
much clothes this year as it was flamingos and flowers.
Yeah, but no St. Nicholas. I can't find him. My statue that I want.
Somebody buy Angie a statue of St. Nicholas. She'll send you a flamingo.
Have you been to Hobby Lobby recently? It's
I
going to
have not.
stress you out.
Why?
Because it's decorated for Christmas. I'm like,
Oh.
I'm trying to get through the first week of school here, people.
That's the thing, Hobby Lobby. Moms are stressed out right now. This is what you need to do. You need to have a bunch of like calm spa section at least until September 1st. And then you can bust out. But I guess by September, it's too late for Halloween over there. So I don't know what they're going to do. But you do need to at least start with like a calm situation, maybe some tea, maybe some coffee. Welcome the moms in.
Agree with that, but do you know what is in there right when you walk in? You walk into Hobby Lobby, there's the Grinch. A whole setup of the Grinch. So from the second you walk in, it's like, the Grinch, Christmas.
I'm late. I should have all my presents. Yeah.
Well, and then I'm stressed out, like, should I buy this Christmas wreath? I don't know if I need it, but it's 40% off. Is it going to be here in 2 weeks?
Wait till it's 66% off. That's what you need to do. You need to go in December, clear them out, because it'll all be like gone in December. If their summer stuff is gone by beginning of August, it's going to be gone by beginning of December.
No, that's a good point. And I mean, some of the stuff I got was like $25 originally. I would not have spent $25 on this stuff. But when it's 66% off.
Why it'd be a crime not to. It'd
Right.
be like walking past that Columbia bottle and being like, I don't need you, coral pink Columbia bottle on clearance.
Well, I'm looking at it like, hey, I might not be able to grow a plant. And my plants might die, but this flamingo
Well,
and
that'll
these
be
fake
there.
plants, they're going to
It'll
survive.
be there so long that like I'm sure that garbage yards for years will have these beautiful flamingos long after you've gone.
Oh, no, I'm passing it down from generation to generation.
Like my painting of the dog, Generalissimo Fernandez. They will never be in a junkyard. You're right. You're right.
See? I mean, that's the thing with moms. We don't know what to expect. We go into this beginning of school year like you were talking about in the last podcast. We have all these ideas. It's like new year, new school year, new you, all these ideas. It takes one trip to Hobby Lobby, totally derailed. It
But
takes
maybe
one email from
therapy.
a teacher, and you're like, oh my gosh. It takes one email from a principal who's like, hey, this and that. And you're like, what? There's 4 more events I didn't know about. You just decided to add in? Sure, let's add that in. You know, it's those like surprises as moms. You're like, I thought I knew what to expect. And then all of a sudden you guys time blocked meet the teacher. Like, you don't know. So you can try to be prepared. And I wish I could encourage moms to like, it's good to be prepared, and it is. But you just have to also understand like they're going to change it. And just to be like, I'm okay with that, you know?
So what I'm hearing is like, just hold on for the ride. Like it's going to be crazy. It's going to, like, you can't quite prepare. You could do your best to prepare. But I think the best advice then would be buy that flamingo. Go out and buy the things that make you happy that are on sale. I think that was a therapy flamingo. They were all therapy flamingos.
I mean, no one in our neighborhood has a flamingo in their front yard.
No, but if anybody snitches on you, you can flamingo their yard. Be like, take that, and then just fill their yard with flamingos.
No, I'm going to work towards changing the policy. If I get a write-up, I'm going to work towards, no, we need to change this policy because this flamingo makes so many people happy. I'm not going to give them away in spite of them.
Flamingo? Please let us know. Please keep us up to date if the HOA gives you a hard time over the flamingo, because I would like to know.
Yeah,
and I'll join your campaign.
You'll sign my petition?
I will sign your petition. I will march on the HOA holding a flamingo, dressed as a flamingo, holding my matching Columbia cup.
See, maybe that is it. In a time that's stressful, because they say, like, back to school is one of the most stressful times for moms and for kids under 18. Like, it is such a stressful time. And that's what it is. Maybe during such a stressful time, you just need to find something that makes you happy and just go with it.
Yes. Go, go to Marshall's for you. Get yourself some knockoff whatevers that your kids have the real thing. Go get a coffee or a tea, a flamingo.
I mean, what do homeschool moms, like, getting ready for back to school? I know we talked about this in like a year ago in that podcast, but like as time has gone on, right? Because who you were as a homeschool mom years and years ago, then you were a homeschool mom, then you were like a high school mom, public school, high school mom, now you're a college mom. But like going back to like those homeschool days, like you're trying to figure out curriculum and schedules and stuff too.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same new school year, new you. Like you're like, we're gonna, like, it always starts off for me. It always started off very organized. We had a schedule. We started strong. And then it would just, over time, I would break down. It'd be like any teacher, how, like you were saying at the beginning of the year, they're like all done up. And then by the end, they're just exhausted. So it'd be like that. But to start the school year, we'd have to have all the curriculum set up. When I was homeschooling California, I had an ES, an education specialist, that would go through that with me. Like, she was like, they're great helpers. They like help make sure that your kids are on track for everything. And they help you find and pick out curriculum, or if you know what you want, they'll go and get it for you. So that's fantastic. When it was on my own, I was literally just like having to figure it out and buy it. I would usually just stick with one curriculum because I just needed something that was easy, like laid out for me. But then you don't really have to do the back to school shopping as far as clothes and backpacks, but it's always when everything's on sale. Like, there's always great sales. And then I know when we lived out of state, they always had those tax-free days for back to school shopping where you could go and there was no tax. So we would usually partake in that. Yeah, it was stressful. I don't think it was as stressful because you kind of didn't have to worry too much about like seeing other people, or, like there wasn't that aspect of, am I wearing the right clothes for the right first day, the long days. You were still at home. It was still more comfortable. But yeah, there was a big change. You had to get up. You had to make sure the kids are doing their work. You had to get kids who have been partying all summer and get them to sit down and switch focus. And that was always rough because all of us were tired, and trying to teach tired and get the kids going. I remember at the beginning of the year, I would like try to have like a nice breakfast where I'd like set the table with really nice plates and cups and everything matching, like a full table setting, and I'd even have tea and stuff for the kids and try to make it fun, kind of wake them up a little bit. But yeah,
that reminds me, summer plates and bowls and cups with all the summer colors
on sale,
Walmart, 25 cents. I stocked up 25 cents again. It's like, I mean, I like pink year round, light blue, I'm okay with that. Yellow, sure, 25 cents. I was like, Peyton's like, so Mom, we're getting plates. Thing. I was like, oh, we're getting plates. She's like, all right.
We can't not get plates. They're giving us these plates. It'd be rude to say no.
I mean, and they're dishwasher friendly.
Oh,
so you can even
stop
wash it. Because sometimes those cheap plates, like they'll be like, you can't, not like, don't wash them in the dishwasher. And,
then you do. And then they're like faded.
Yeah, but these you actually could. So maybe back to school is really summer clearance shopping.
Yes. That's what the new back to school is just summer clearance shopping. Yes.
Okay, before
and that's
we
less
go.
Stressful. That's fun.
Well, because it's all fun colors too. Before we get into like the beiges, the deep red tones of like fall.
The fall.
Yeah.
The greens. Yeah.
It's bright and happy, which is awesome. But for you, having kids who've gone through school, all the grades, all the ages, you had 3. Like, what would you say to moms who are trying to support their children who maybe don't want to go to school or who are anxious during this time or nervous? Because although it can be exciting for some kids, there are other kids who dread the first day of school or the first week of school and have that anxiety. And the moms are there to help walk their kids through that time. And you do go to walk the halls with them, but the first day of school, you got to let them go on their own.
Yeah, I think that being nervous is kind of part of the journey. So as much as us moms want to take away all of that, like, I think it's like what you said, like, you just kind of got to walk through with them. Like, they're going to be nervous. You can't control what kids are going to be like. You can't control what their first day is going to look like. But I think number one, making sure they're prepared. I think that's a big thing. I think for people with anxiety, just being prepared, like
the Boy Scouts.
Like the Boy Scouts. I don't know. I just did this sign. I don't know if that's the Boy Scouts. That sounds like pieces or hippies. Being prepared. So like making sure that they have their outfit ready for the morning, making sure that they know, like having their lunch ready, where they need to be, like even if they need, like you guys have walk the halls. I don't think we had that, but I know for like Shallow starting high school, they didn't even get their schedule until day up, and it was posted on a board. And that is so nerve-wracking for somebody who's, first of all, doesn't really know many people at school. Second of all, isn't used to this school. So these freshmen are like showing up to this school and having to look at the board and figure out where their classes were. Like they knew what classes they had, but they didn't know where they were or what hours. So even like getting them there, like figuring out the points of stress and doing your best to prepare them for it. And then just making sure that the morning is as calm as possible, giving them time, like extra time in the morning to just walk outside. Like if they're super stressed, like let's just go for a walk before school. Even though they're going to have to get up early, they probably didn't sleep well anyway, but like let's take a walk. Let's have a good breakfast. Let's, we have everything ready. We can't control what's going to happen and it could be horrible, but it's okay. Like I'm here with you through it. So I think that's the best you can do. And it's part of growing up. It's just, the human experience is full of good and bad, and we want to make it all rosy and fun for the kids, but that's not what builds character. So unfortunately, sometimes they have a bad day or stress. Now if it's like to a point where it's like they need more help, like that's when I think a doctor should get involved. But I think for normal, like just like a typical, I'm really stressed, I'm really anxious, it's a new school, or even like kids who've had falling out with friends. Like I've had friends whose kids have had falling out with their friends for whatever reason. And so they're going to school and they have to make a whole new set of friends. And like the friends they have don't go to their school, or they go to a different school, and having to make a whole new set of friends is stressful. But what I remind kids going into like new schools is that there's a lot of people in their same boat. Like kids going to high school, it's a mixing together of a bunch of junior highs. So going into high school, so you have a bunch of kids who are newer, like who've never met you, or the other kids. So there is like an openness to meet people. So same with junior high, same with kindergarten. It's scary, but it's good. It's good for kids to face scary things and still do it and see that it's going to be okay. That's it. That's all I got.
And that builds confidence because once
Yeah.
they walk through that and see that they ended up okay or they're on the other side of it, it helps build their confidence of like, okay, I did this. So it helps them prepare for the next day and for their future. That's all it is. Just becoming amazing citizens of the world.
That's what we want. All right. Well, like us, share us, watch us on YouTube. With Mother Funny with Auntie and Angie. Is that it?
At Mother Funny with Andy and Angie.
Mother Funny.
And tell a friend, tell a mom who is nervous about her kids going to school. Tell a homeschool mom, tell a mom of public school kids, tell a mom of charter school kids. Andy's kids have done all the things. So Andy's like the real expert. And college kids, too.
College kids, junior high.
Now her kids are married. I mean, she has 2 married kids.
I do.
It's amazing. Yeah.
And you have 5, and you had to get them all ready for school this week. So good on ya.
Good
and
luck,
she bought
moms.
summer clearance stuff. So let that be a lesson to all of you. Your 25-cent plates. All right. Till next time.
Bye.
All right. That's all we have time for today. We got to wrap it up, unfortunately. But just remember, you might think you're doing just okay, but we think you're doing really great.
Thanks for hanging out with us today. We hope you have a great Mother Funny day. Please like and share our podcast.
But please don't tell our moms.